All right, guys, welcome to episode 8 of Simulator Saturdays. Got a couple really good items in this week, so stay tuned for a great episode. Welcome to Simulator Saturdays. Okay, guys, so I got the new tower, got it all painted up and looking nice. I took the expansion bay from the front one and put it there, so now all the USB ports and stuff are there. It still has all its original stuff. These audios aren't hooked up anymore because the ones in here are hooked up now. I've also got a old school removable SATA hard drive cage in here just because. I got no video card yet, but I have plans for that. So at this moment, I can finally say goodnight to the laptop. Alright, so I purchased this wheel off of Wish. It's supposed to be a Nardi wheel, but it's not a real one. It's a knockoff, obviously, from Wish, but it suits the purpose and the price was right. We also have these combination light wiper switches for a Fiat Palo Fire, and there's the back of it. So basically, I've got the parts I need. So I need to make this fit on this, and these go to this. So stay tuned to see how I made it all work.
A few moments later.
Alright, so I had to make some adjustments to the wheel. I don't know what you call this thing, the wheel chock, I guess, to get it to fit. I also had to take the piece off. So I did this. I had to cut off all the outer piecing on this, and I did that for a reason. The piece that clips on here as well, I also had to cut off all the inside stuff that fit in here and make it flush right to the surface. And I'll explain why. Okay, I'm sure you can see this. When I got it, it had this round piece, and that round piece turns inside the thing to basically let it know when the signal's down. Right, the wheel goes this way. So if you push this down, it won't click back. But if you push back the other way, it resets. So that's how that works. That's all it is. If you push the other way, you know, you can turn the wheel as many times as you want this way, but as soon as you turn it that way, it snaps back. So that being said, I needed to get this onto, you know, the thing the wheel adapts to. So I cut it all back and everything. You know, I cut it all back and then mounted it up to the regular holes, and then it does fit through there, you know, and hits the regular stuff. And as you can see, turn it up. I can turn the wheel as much as I want this way. As soon as I turn it back, aha, it resets. So what I did all this stuff for is now I also, if you remember the back picture, okay, that's the front. If you remember the back, as you can see here, it had all this shrouding and everything, and you know, the wires and all the casings in this clip and all this crap in the middle. And I basically had to do this to it. I had to cut out here, make it flush. As you can see, it's flush now. It used to stick out to about here, right? So I had to cut all that back. And then I had to take these covers off because all these pins needed to be bent in so I can solder off to those so that when you make a switch, you actually know which one it is, right? And then I put all those wires at the end out to the joystick, and that's what will control it through the game, through the Logitech Wingman that I've got this thing that you've already seen hooked up through. Okay, so now that this is all flush, and this is cut off so that it fits over this, that's why I did that. I made a couple holes, just so I could quickly put it on here for you. Alright, so, you know, okay, so step back to middle. And you take the thing we made, because it's got all the quick release stuff, or the, it's got all the return stuff on it. And then you just want to try and line up all the screws. Depending on how you drilled through your plastic, they may or may not line up perfectly. It doesn't really matter at this point. Get them seated in. I think when you do this, you should go out and find some longer screws. Like the screws that come in them. For these 3 screws here, they're about that long. But I mean, you probably want them about like a good that long. Just so they get all the way in. Because behind here, there's probably a gap of about that. Between where the screw comes out of this thing and where it actually goes into the post. There's a small gap. So if you get a screw about that much longer than the stock one, everything will line up great. But for now, for the purposes of this, this is how we're hooking it up. I'm going to throw my temporary wheel adapter on it and see how it works before I go wiring anything up. Yes, when I say temporary, I mean temporary. I have to order a proper one. I just cut this out of an old power plug to use in the meantime because it works. Alright guys, I'm sure I'm going to pull the steering wheel right off this thing because the screws aren't long enough, but you know. It works. But yeah, longer screws.
Several bad puns later.
I have finally figured out what all this stuff does and have it pinned out to some wires so I can connect it to the joystick. Alright, so that's it for today, guys. I'm going to get this all wired up and get it working and get the longer screws and get everything in solid and everything. And then probably next week I'll show you how it is and how it works and all that other stuff. And who knows, I might have something else by then. But if you like that video, feel free to check out this video right here. And don't forget to subscribe. Catch you on the next one.